Okay, we're going to talk about mathematical properties, specifically the four over here, the commutative property, which means we're just going to switch directions here. And we can do that with multiplication as well. The associative property, that's the one where you'll usually have three things. Well, you have to have three things. But they won't change the order, okay? All they do is they change the parentheses where they go. Oops, it should go like that. Identity property, that's where you make something say the same thing, either by timesing one or adding zero. And distributive property, which I'll talk about as we do those, okay? One more thing about the associative property. That's always going to have these parentheses. So when you see parentheses, it's either going to be associative. It could also be distributive, though, okay? I remember once I was doing ordered pairs, and I did a comma here to do something, and a kid made a crack. Hey, that looks like somebody's butt. And I went, seriously? And then I thought, well, wait a minute. We have these parentheses. Hey, that's the associative property. That's one way to remember it. I forget exactly how, though. Let me just cross this out. I underlined that on accident. But anyway, just something to think about. All right, so here we go. On this one, I have 4 plus 9 equals 9 plus 4. We switch the order. That right there is commutative, okay? I'll just go C-O-M-M. Now, this one right here, 2 plus 5 plus 8 equals 2 plus 5 plus 8. The order didn't change, but our groupings did. We have the parentheses. That's the associative, okay? Number 3, 7 times 1 equals 7. That's the identity, okay? And if you want to be real specific, that's the identity property of multiplication. This would be the associative property of addition. This would be the commutative property of addition. They only work for addition and multiplication, okay? You can't have commutative property of subtraction or division. They don't work, okay? Now, number 4, when I look at this one, this looks like the one where I take a number and I multiply it by both things that are inside. And when you do that, that's the distributive, okay? Number 5, 6 times 5 equals 5. They just switched order. That's a commutative. Number 6, 9 times 2 times 3 equals 9 times 2 times 3, but with different groupings. That's the associative. And number 7, the last one on this sheet, is going to be 14 plus 0 equals 14. That's the identity of addition. Okay, when you add 0, things stay the same. They keep their identity. They keep their own name. They don't change anything. That's why we call it the identity. Okay, let's take a look at number 8. This is the one where if you multiply the number by both things inside the parentheses, it comes out like that. That is the distributive property. Number 9, we switched orders. That's the commutative property. Okay, number 10, this is the one where we regroup. 4 plus 6 plus 1 equals 4 plus 6 plus 1, but with different parentheses. That's the associative property. Associative property of addition. Let's just say that, okay? 1 times 15 equals 15. That's the identity of multiplication. Okay, here's another one where I do this. That's going to be another distributive. Number 13, we just switch the order. So that's going to be the commutative. But look at this one. That's a commutative property of multiplication. Okay, and then number 14, 7 times 4 times 2 equals 7 times 4 times 2, but with different parentheses. That would be the associative property of multiplication. Okay, and this right here is how you would figure out the different mathematical properties of version A. If you feel like you need some more practice on these, go on to version B, and I'll see you guys there. Take care. Oh, by the way, also, don't forget mactutorials.com if you just kind of came across this. And also remember, if you can like and if you can subscribe, that would really, really help me to keep these free for everybody. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.